Obama just said something unforgivable about white Republican men. Michelle Obama is not graceful, she is not kind or intelligent. She is a rude and disrespectful race baiter. Last night, she had the nerve to try and say something racist and untrue about the Republicans. While talking about being at inaugurations, Obama claimed that one side was full of color and diversity while the other side was just gray and white. She said with a smug little smile on her face, "On one side of the room, it's literally gray and white, literally. That's the color palette on one side of the room. On the other side of the room, there are yellows and blues and whites and greens. Physically, there's a difference in color in the tone because one side, all men, all white. On the other side, some women and some people of color." According to Michelle, the white people are the reason that people don't trust politics. How is blaming a race or gender not discrimination? It's time we end these crazy double standards that the left has set up. Republicans are not racist and white people are not evil. Race is not how we should judge others, and we need to force the Democrats to realize that by sharing this out. This is insanity.
I've done a lot of conversations over the past several months, and a lot of questions I get from
this is what we had in office for 8 years.
We're working on diversity. What do you recommend we do? And the first thing I recommend is that you make sure that the problem-solving table is diverse.
Yeah.
You know, you are not going to, there can't be a room full of men who are going to come up with right answers for how to create a work environment that's hospitable to women.
And so it can't be a room full of women.
And it can't be a room full of women. The same is true, true for all of us. If we're trying to get anything done and we look around and we all look alike, we're all sitting around the same table and we feel really comfortable with ourselves, we should question that at any table that we're at. And we should be working actively to mix it up so that we're getting a real broad range of perspectives on every issue. But I would see that in Congress. I mean, one of the most interesting points, I told you about this, usually at the State of the Union address, where, you sit in the balcony and watch the State of the Union. And
like you do.
Yeah, like you do. You see it on TV, I'm in the room, but when you're in the room, what you can see is this real dichotomy. That on one side of the room, it's a feeling of color almost. On one side of the room, it's literally gray and white. Literally, that's the color palette on one side of the room. On the other side of the room, there's yellows and blues and whites and greens. Physically, there's a difference in color, in the tone.
Wow.
Because one side, all men, all white. On the other side, some women, some people of color. And whenever I was sitting, I would always have a guest in that booth. And I was always the most embarrassed at the beginning when people would see that. Because I'd say that, is it just me? Am I looking at how governance works? And people look down at that and go, yeah, that looks good. That looks right. We're probably getting a lot done. We're doing it right. I look at that and I go, no wonder. No wonder we struggle. No wonder people don't trust politics. We're not even noticing what these rooms look like. But it's not just politics. I mean, I'm sure we can go in any C-suite in this country and we'd see the same thing happening.
Yeah.
So until we're ready to fight for that, which means some people have to be willing to give up their seats to make room, or you need to be ready to add more seats.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to continue to struggle because if people haven't had the experience of being other and out, and you're trying to fix the problems of those folks, it's hard to come up with the right answer when you haven't lived it. And I've been
See, this is what we had in office for 8 years. She wouldn't have been in office, or her husband, so to speak, wouldn't have been in office if what she was saying is accurate. So you give Michelle an inch and she takes a mile. That's basically it, if not 10 miles. It's disturbing, and this is what has caused the division, because you let people in there, you give them the power, and then they come out swinging. Total disrespect for the office, total disrespect for what the United States stands for. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and again, thank you so much for watching.